So I'm going to do something a little bit different here and sort of talk while you watch the video because it's quite video heavy and I thought I'll give you a bit more of a background. What you're seeing now is us at Melbourne Airport. It's honestly not a great airport, so we went straight to the business class lounge. Oh, my review of the business class lounge should be a video in itself, but let's just say Qantas have really dropped the ball and it wasn't that great. I think I ate mostly packaged snacks and some candy. So I'm checking in from the Qantas lounge and I've got my tea and some candy snacks, all half eaten, ready to board on a 14-hour flight to LA. If you guys have followed me on Instagram last year, you know that I went on a similar conference but to New Orleans. So this time it's LA, which is in the grand scheme of things closer. As an Australian flying to the Northern Hemisphere, it's 14 hours as opposed to, gosh, last year we flew to Dallas and I think that was like 17 hours, and then Dallas to Houston, which was like an hour, and then Houston to New Orleans, which was like 2.5 hours. It was a long flight. So this one, in the grand scheme of things, is quite short. So we'll be there for under 2 weeks. I'm doing Los Angeles. The conference goes for 3 days, arriving a little bit early, and then got a couple of days after that, and then going to San Francisco for a few days too, which is exciting because when I went to San Francisco last year, I was pretty sick. So I didn't really enjoy it as much as I wanted to. And so many of you have given amazing suggestions of places to eat, and I've checked out some of their menus, and yes, I'm very excited to go there to eat and to just absorb the atmosphere and to go to Trader Joe's because that is obviously a big thing. I'll definitely do a video of trying all the interesting Trader Joe's stuff. They've got, some very, very interesting and intriguing things that I brought back last time, but in a year they've got so much more. So anyway, I am gonna just do a little bit of work before the flight. And yeah, might do some filming in the flight just for the sake of it. Okay, now we are on the flight and I've got Timothy Chalamet greeting me. Of course, the best part about a long flight is the food. Actually, I don't know if it's the best part. It's best or worst depending on what they're offering. I have to say, the food was actually really good this time. I think I had like a grilled chicken with like a polenta and a salsa. The dessert was so good. It had like 4 layers to it. And the breakfast, oh my gosh. I think this was probably my favorite breakfast that I've ever had on a flight. They made like this like egg white omelet that like tasted freshly cooked, which obviously they don't cook there. And now we're going into the hotel. So I mentioned earlier, but I was here for a conference with my ad network, and it was in downtown LA. So they put us up at the Conrad Hotel, which was beautiful, very big, very spacious, but in a different part of LA that I haven't actually been to before. So that was a new experience for me. We arrived late at night. Morning, guys. From LA right now. We got in last night about 6, so we were actually quite early. As you've seen in the previous footage, I took a bunch of video on the flight and stuff, so it was really not great camera lighting situation. But anyway, we arrived. Last night went for dinner, went to Little Tokyo, got some ramen, and then got some dessert at this really delicious place that had like Korean/Japanese style soft serve with those I forgot the name of it, but it's like this fish pastry that's not actually fish. It's like a sweet waffle sort of pastry. And they fill it with like custard and stuff. So I had one with custard and one that was like a mint Oreo one, which I know sounds really odd, but I'll put a clip here of what it looked like, but it was actually really good. It literally was just like a waffle with mint Oreos in it. Anyway, luckily jet lag wasn't, I don't even know, I feel like it's a bit too soon to say, but went to bed about 11:30 last night LA time and got up at 7. I wanted to sleep in really bad, but I was like, nah, get the body clock ready, and yeah, hopefully it's okay. It's about 9 now, so we're going to go get some breakfast and do a tiny bit of exploring and then do a little bit of work because while we're here for work, we also still need to do a little bit of work as well. So let's go, let's see what there is to eat, and let's see where the day takes us. So we're off exploring. We definitely picked up some Starbucks before we went on this expedition. To be quite honest, there wasn't heaps around downtown LA. Everywhere else we'd have to get an Uber or a taxi to, so we just stayed around here. But there was this amazing food market. I forgot the name, but I'll add it to the notes. But it was this big, Central Market, I think it was. They had all this food vendors. It was so hard to pick what to eat. I think I wanted to eat like some desserts. There we go. I wanted to definitely eat those donuts, but I thought I'd start with something savory. I remember there was like burgers, sushi, lots of Mexican food, and I love seafood, so I went for the Mexican, and I had a ceviche. This was one of the most delicious things I think I've eaten in a very long time. The fish was so fresh, so tasty, and it was just really simple ingredients. Of course, had to end on a sweet note with these amazing donuts. So, just came back from some lunch, as you saw in the clips before. Had ceviche, which I only tried it for the first time a few years ago when I came, actually was in America, and it's like fish or seafood that's like marinated in like lemon juice. It's like an acid, so it sort of cooks it. Kind of like Mexican sort of style sashimi, but like cooked. Not cooked. Marinated. Anyway, so I had that. It was so good. Really fresh, really delicious. But there were so many options there, so I think we're going to have to go back. And then on the way back, picked up some green juice from Pressed. I had this last time I was here. No, the second last time I was here, I had some Pressed juice. And yeah, just thought it'd be good to have some greens after all that travel. So seeing some friends tonight for dinner. We're going to a really nice restaurant. I forgot the name of it, but I will talk about it afterwards. So just chilling now in the hotel room for a little bit before we go. So we went to Orsa and Winston for dinner with our friends Nami and Shen, who have the website Just One Cookbook. You need to follow them if you want amazing, authentic, easy Japanese recipes. Oh my gosh, I love Japanese food, and I think every single one of my favorite Japanese dishes, that they have a recipe on their website for it. I've already made a few of their things already, like their cheesecake and their katsu curry, and I can tell you that I'm going to make many, many more things on their website. Give them a follow. It's Just One Cookbook on Instagram and Facebook and YouTube. So once the conference finished, we moved out of downtown LA and went to West Hollywood. We were there during the Oscars weekend, and it was really interesting to see how small it was. Like when you watch the Academy Awards, it looks like it's a huge production. It looks like a huge like ballroom and red carpet and things like that. But this was actually really, really small. So that was really interesting to see. We sort of walked around Hollywood. It was nothing special. No offense if you live there. It just wasn't really much of a vibe. It was actually really cold the day that we were there, so we went to Target and looked at their snacks, and oh my gosh, snacks in America are on another level. I'm embarrassed now for our Australian snack collection because it just does not compare. We had dinner at Crazy Rockin' Sushi, which was not very authentic at all, but was without a doubt some of the most delicious sushi I've ever eaten in my life. Also flavors that I've never seen before. I think one of them was like a crispy rice sushi where they deep fried it. One of them was like a salmon lovers that had like minced salmon in the middle and then salmon on top and then like a spicy mayo. This was really popular, which was like sushi without the rice. Anyway, the next day we went to the Grove and then the Griddle Cafe, which was one of the most highly recommended places to go. I thought when we went there that, it's got really good food or like a really good vibe, but no, you will see why it was recommended to go there in just a tick. The Grove, I actually really love the Grove. I lived in LA for 6 months, I think it was, when I first started the blog, and the Grove was literally down the road, and I spent a lot of time there, mostly at the Barnes & Noble and the coffee shop. A few times I'd go to this sort of like this food area that you're seeing now. They used to have these really good lobster rolls, but it wasn't there the last time that I went. And also Whole Foods was across the road, which at that time I used to love Whole Foods. We didn't actually get lunch here because we went to the Griddle Cafe. Oh, this was a shop that had banana bread. This is it. Look how huge those servings are. That's like a serving dish. It wasn't even a plate. We got the burger and fries, and I got the omelette and home fries. And then we were off to San Francisco. Hey guys, coming at you from San Francisco. We just got here a few minutes ago, got to the hotel, and I am ready to explore. I have a laundry list of things to see and things to do, and they're all sort of food related. We're going to Bee Patisserie, which has been highly rated. They've got this croissant that's like banana, chocolate, and almond, and they're supposed to be amazing. So I think I'm going to go there today to try that out. We're staying in Pacific Heights, which is, I don't really know San Francisco that well, but it's a really nice area, very walkable, but there's lots of hills. And yeah, the plan of action for the next few days is to sort of explore this area. We're catching up with our blogging friends, Nami and Chen from Just One Cookbook. We're seeing them, I think, in 2 days' time. We might go to a winery, like Napa Valley or something. And yeah, just gonna go walk around, eat some really good food, and see where the day takes us. So let's go. Okay, the first thing on our agenda was to go to Bee Patisserie, which was so many people recommended me to go there, and their famous thing is like this croissant with the almond croissant with chocolate and banana in it. It's like their specialty. So of course I had to get that, and please don't hate me, I loved it, but it was most definitely not a croissant. Not an almond croissant. I love my almond croissants. This was not an almond croissant. It didn't really have much almond flavor in it, but the flavors just worked really well. I would have called it like a fried pastry. If you've been to San Francisco before, you know there are lots of steps. I'm pretty sure I got a leg workout every single day that we were there, and with no intention of it, just being like, okay, I'm gonna go for a walk to this shop, and it's all up the stairs. We went to Japantown, and as someone who loves Japan, loves Tokyo, this was so much fun. It was actually like you're in like a mini Japan. I know other cities have like their version of Japantown or like a little Japan, and it was nothing in comparison to this. This was great. It had my favorite bookshop, had some really delicious food. And then we also checked out Pacific Heights, which is the area that we stayed in. Of course, I really wanted to get more Mexican food, so I got more ceviche. I can't really find it in Australia, so of course I'm gonna eat it whenever I see it in America. Also got some tacos and ended with some dessert. If I remember, I think we went to Salt and Straw. There we go. I had to wait for the video to come up. Salt and Straw is my favorite ice cream in America. So the highlight of San Francisco was without a doubt that we got to see Nami and Shen from Just One Cookbook again, and they were so lovely. They took us to the Napa Valley, which is it was so lovely of them to do that. You know, I've heard of Napa Valley, never been there before, and it was so nice. We went there, we went to a winery, and it was just beautiful. It was so nice to be somewhere quiet. And then we went to this lunch that was so good. The bread, oh my gosh, the bread was on another level, and the butter, and they just put it on the table and you just like gnawed at it. It was great. I think I had a fish dish for lunch. Yes, this is it. It was a trout, I think, with like a roasted broccoli. And then we all got desserts to share. This was my one. It was really yummy. That was like a panna cotta, I think, like a white chocolate panna cotta. Of course, we went over the bridge as well. And it was actually not as busy as I thought it would be. For some reason, I thought that it would be completely packed. And that was the end. So our final day and a half in California was spent in LA, but this time we went to Santa Monica Beach, Santa Monica area. We had a hotel down there, which was really nice to be in a different area. We used these like last few hours to go to Trader Joe's and buy a ton of stuff, which I'll definitely do a taste test for you guys, because I picked up a lot of snacks. I think one suitcase was just snacks. It was a lovely way to end our quick work trip in the sun.